This cat hated everyone. That's what they wrote on his file. That's what 3 different families believed. That's what the rescue coordinator said out loud when she handed him over. But on a quiet Thursday night, this woman set up a camera in her living room, and what it recorded at 1:47 a.m. was something nobody had predicted, not even her. Lauren didn't go looking for a cat. She went looking for a quiet evening, a glass of wine, and 30 minutes of not thinking about anything difficult. What she found instead was an orange cat pressed against the back wall of the last kennel in the rescue center, staring at her like she had personally wronged him in a previous life. The volunteer on duty that evening was a teenager named Kyle, who seemed genuinely nervous about this particular kennel. "That one's been here the longest," he said carefully. "He doesn't really engage with anyone. We call him Copper, but he doesn't respond to it. He doesn't respond to anything, honestly." Lauren looked at Copper. Copper looked at Lauren. His expression was the specific look of a cat who had already decided the outcome of this interaction and had found it unsatisfactory. "How long has he been here?" Lauren asked. Kyle checked his clipboard. 61 days. Lauren was quiet for a moment. "I'll take him." Kyle looked up. "Are you sure? Because I'll take him," she said again. Copper came home in a carrier that evening and disappeared behind Lauren's washing machine within 4 minutes of arrival. She left food nearby, left the lights low, and went to bed. She had done her research. She knew this was going to take time. What she hadn't anticipated was quite how theatrical Copper's indifference would be. Be honest, have you ever adopted an animal that made you wonder if you'd made a mistake? Drop it in the comments. No judgment. He didn't hiss, he didn't scratch. He simply radiated a profound and total disinterest in Lauren's existence that was almost impressive in its consistency. She would walk into a room and he would look at her the way someone looks at a piece of furniture they've already decided they don't like. Present, noted, irrelevant. By day 10, he had moved from behind the washing machine to underneath the bed in the spare room. She chose to interpret this as progress. By day 16, he was sleeping on the spare bed itself, which she definitely interpreted as progress. By day 20, he had claimed the armchair by the window, which had previously been Lauren's armchair, and regarded her attempts to reclaim it with quiet, absolute contempt. By day 22, Lauren had given up trying to reclaim the armchair entirely. She bought a second one. Copper inspected it on day 23, sat in it once, and returned to the original. Lauren was not surprised. Some battles are not about the chair. They are about the principle. And Copper was, above all else, a cat of principle. She started working from home that month. Her desk was in the living room, 6 feet from the armchair. For the first 3 days, Copper pretended she wasn't there. On the 4th day, he relocated from the armchair to the top of her bookshelf, from which he could observe her work with the detached interest of a supervisor who had serious doubts about her productivity. Lauren started talking to him, not expecting a response, just narrating her day out loud because the silence felt strange, and Copper's presence, hostile as it was, made the apartment feel less empty. He never responded, but he stopped leaving the room when she spoke. That was something. It was her sister who suggested the camera. "You keep saying he's getting better, but you have no idea what he actually does when you're not there," she said. "Set something up, see what happens." Lauren set up a small camera in the living room on a Wednesday evening, pointing at the couch. She didn't tell Copper. He would have been offended. If you're still watching and you haven't subscribed, that honestly hurts a little. Hit the button. This is the part you came for. She checked the footage the following morning before work. The first 2 hours showed nothing. Copper appeared at 11:43 p.m., jumped onto the couch, circled twice, and lay down in the dead center of it with the settled authority of someone who had always owned this piece of furniture and was simply waiting for the paperwork to catch up. Lauren smiled at that. She kept watching. At 1:47 a.m., something changed. Copper stood up. He walked to the end of the couch closest to Lauren's bedroom door. He sat down facing the door and stayed completely still for 11 minutes. Then he did something she had never once seen him do in 31 days of living together. He made a sound. Not a meow, not a yowl, a low, quiet sound, barely audible even on the recording, directed at her closed bedroom door. Repeated 3 times, then silence. Then he walked back to the center of the couch, turned twice, and lay back down. Lauren watched the clip 4 times. Here is what most people don't understand about cats who have been through extended periods of survival alone. Their attachment doesn't look like a dog's attachment. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't wag its tail or follow you room to room. It sits at the edge of your closed door at 1:47 in the morning and makes a sound too quiet for you to hear, and then pretends, when you wake up, that nothing happened at all. Does that sound like a cat who hates everyone to you? She didn't change anything after that. She didn't try to force more contact or move faster than Copper wanted to go. But she watched the footage every morning, and every night, somewhere between 1:30 and 2:15 a.m., Copper walked to her bedroom door and sat there for somewhere between 8 and 14 minutes before returning to the couch. Every single night, without exception. On day 44, Lauren left her bedroom door open. At 1:52 a.m., Copper walked in. She heard him. She stayed still, eyes closed, breathing slowly. She felt the small weight of him land at the foot of the bed. He walked in a circle twice, the way cats do, and lay down against her feet. He was gone by the time her alarm went off, back on the armchair, looking out the window, ignoring her entirely. But the doors stayed open after that, and every night at roughly the same time, the small weight arrived and settled and stayed until just before morning. Copper never became a lap cat. He never became demonstrative or easy or the kind of cat you show visitors as proof of how far he'd come. He remained opinionated, selective, and quietly convinced of his own superiority. But he chose her. In the dark, in the quiet, in the hours when no one was watching, he chose her every single night. And that, Lauren decided, was more than enough. Some cats don't show you they love you the way you expect to be shown. They don't curl into your lap on command or greet you at the door or make it easy. They make you wait. They make you pay attention. They make you earn the right to notice. And then, in the dark, in the quiet, when no one else is watching, they show up. And if you're paying attention, that's the loudest thing they ever say. Is a cat who shows up quietly every night the same as a cat who loves you? Or is it something different? Tell me in the comments.